All right, let's talk about one of the most famous and frankly most frustrating moments in all of literature. I'm talking, of course, about the prayer scene in Shakespeare's Hamlet. So let's set the scene, right? The mousetrap play just worked perfectly. Hamlet now knows for sure that Claudius is guilty. The ghost wasn't lying. And then, bam, he stumbles upon his uncle, the man who murdered his father, and he's completely alone, totally vulnerable. It's the perfect chance. So here's the million-dollar question. The bad guy is right there, alone, unarmed, praying. Why on earth doesn't Hamlet just do it? I mean, this one moment, this one hesitation, it's basically the engine that powers the whole tragic mess that follows. To really get why Hamlet does what he does, or rather what he doesn't do, we've got to look at what's going on in Claudius's head. Okay, so what is Claudius actually doing? He's trying to pray, right? He's trying to ask for forgiveness. But when you listen to his words, oh man, you realize his soul is in complete and utter chaos. And listen to this. He straight up says it. Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. He's not trying to fool himself or us, the audience. He knows exactly what he did. He even calls it the primal eldest curse, a direct shout out to Cain killing Abel, the very first murder. So yeah, there's zero doubt here. This is a full-blown confession. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. He feels guilty, for sure, but is he willing to give up the stuff he got from the crime? You know, his crown, his ambition, his queen? No way. He literally asks himself if it's possible to be forgiven and still keep all the loot. The answer, theologically, is a hard no, and that's why his prayer is totally useless. He says it himself, my words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Now, this is just classic dramatic irony, because Hamlet is on the other side of the room seeing a guy praying, and he completely reads the situation wrong. All right, so let's swing back to Hamlet. He sees his uncle kneeling there, and he makes a decision. But it's not a simple one. This is a really complex, almost academic, theological calculation. For Hamlet, this is way bigger than just killing a guy. It's about settling a spiritual score. And this really breaks down his thinking, doesn't it? If he kills Claudius right now, while he's praying, he thinks Claudius's soul will be purged and go straight to heaven. And to Hamlet, that's not revenge. That's like giving him a reward. Think about it. His own dad was killed without any warning, with all his sins on his head, and now he's stuck in purgatory. So for the revenge to be truly equal, Claudius has to face the same fate or, something even worse. Hamlet isn't just aiming to kill Claudius's body, he's aiming for his soul. So that brings us to the big debate. Is Hamlet's reasoning here legit? Is he really this obsessed with damnation? Or is this whole theological argument just a fancy excuse? I mean, critics have been tearing their hair out over this for centuries. Okay, so one school of thought is that it's just procrastination, plain and simple. This theory says that Hamlet is a thinker, a philosopher, not a man of action. He's just not wired for this kind of brutal, impulsive revenge. So he cooks up this complicated theological excuse to justify not doing anything. Then there's the other side of the coin. Interpretation 2 says we should take Hamlet at his word. This isn't procrastination, it's pure cold-blooded cruelty. His goal isn't just to kill Claudius, it's to utterly destroy his soul for eternity. This makes Hamlet a much, much darker character, doesn't it? He literally says he'll wait until Claudius is in the middle of some sin, so his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. Chilling stuff. And there's a third option. Maybe it's a moral thing. Some people argue that Hamlet, as a Renaissance man with a conscience, just can't bring himself to stab an unarmed man in the back while he's praying. It's dishonorable, it's cowardly. So in this reading, his own deeply held morals are at war with what his father's ghost has asked him to do. And he just can't. So he finds a reason to put it off. But you know what? Whatever the reason was, whether it was procrastination or cruelty or his conscience, it doesn't really matter in the end. Because that one moment of inaction sets off an absolute catastrophe. It's the pivot point for everything that goes wrong from here on out. And you can literally trace the fallout, step by step. It's like a tragic domino effect. Because he doesn't kill Claudius here, moments later, he accidentally kills Polonius. That death sends Ophelia into madness, which leads to her drowning. That brings Leartus back, burning for revenge for his father and his sister. And all of that culminates in the final bloody scene where basically everyone dies. It all comes back to this one choice. So what's the big takeaway here? This prayer scene, it's this incredibly dense knot of morality, theology, and psychology. It's the moment that really defines Hamlet's character and at the same time seals his fate and everyone else's. It makes us ask, what's the real difference between revenge and justice? And it leaves us with this one haunting question to chew on. In trying to get the absolute perfect revenge, did Hamlet make the biggest mistake of all?